Hi guys, welcome to my walk the floor video. What's a walk the floor video? Well, every single time that there's a Hyrox that I attend, I like to go just that little bit earlier so I can get out, walk up and down every aisle, watch every station ahead of my own wave. It allows me to support the people that are out there, and it allows me to absorb some of the atmosphere and start to build myself up. It allows me to meet people who I know off of the Facebook pages, and it allows me to meet people that know me from my YouTube videos. Every now and again I get recognised by one or two people. It's great, and I love it when that happens. So I allow myself just that extra little bit of time. The video that I create, it has me talking about the stations and my experience on them, and by doing so it gives people watching an idea of what to expect on the day. In one of my other videos, a comment underneath said, "Oh, your microphone's a bit rubbish," and I didn't have a microphone, I'm just using the one on the GoPro, and you're right, absolutely right, it's crap. It cannot handle the music, it cannot handle the crowd noise, so I invested in a wireless transmitter and a wireless receiver. It allows me to extend the Go pole and just talk to the camera, and it picked the voice up from here rather from the end of the stick. So fingers crossed, the audio should be significantly improved. Alright, thank you for watching this far. Let's pass over to Future Martin, who will pick up this video walking the floor.
Hi guys, welcome to Hyrox London, here in the Excel arena. Now this is my second one of the season so far, and I'm going to be taking you on a walk the floor. By that I mean I'm going to be getting in there into the arena shortly, and when I do I'll pass over the running track and then enter the sort of main Hyrox zone. Once we're in there, it will be a case of going to station 1, having a look, see what that's going on. So we'll start the ski and we'll go through the stations one at a time until we get all the way through to wall balls. I will just share some of that experience that I've learned through the 6 or so times that I've been doing this, and just cheer some of the other competitors on as we go. I think that's super important when you come to these things, is to cheer other people on, because lots of people come here with no one, and it's super important. So just, if you come here, cheer for people, certainly those that look like they're struggling. So I'm going to be doing that, and I'll be talking to camera as we go. So let's get in there. Right, you find me inside the arena, and it is loud and busy and everything is happening. And it's important just to get you sort of the lay of the land. There's always a map that's put out beforehand, and it's at the front door when you come in, sometimes taking a picture of it. But I think having a little walk round is probably the best. Have a little walk round. So that's what we're going to do, walking the floor. Going end to end, station to station, seeing what's going on. One of the things that you must remember is the warm-up area behind me on the very end of this particular course, but it'll always be somewhere different depending on where you are. Just remember to get in there plenty early enough and have time just to warm your body up, because when the time comes, you know, you burst into action and it's just full bore for over an hour. Just bear that in mind. You can see it all over the back, look. They've got all of the different equipment and extra ones like bikes and things like that. They've got sleds. Just bear in mind they may not be loaded to the same way as the sleds out there, and they may be running on carpet that's way easier to push. I've fallen for that before. So one of the most important bits is the start, right? And it looks like it's had an XL upgrade for this particular event. The Red Bull tunnel looks ginormous. It's normally an inflatable, but they've got like a hanger for this one. So when you are in there at the beginning, there's TVs all the way down, and there's music playing, and on the TVs there's a countdown to your particular start time. And as it gets closer and closer, they start playing Greatest Showman, right? Every single event I've been to, whoa, exactly, every single time. And there they go. Come on! That's the first of the men's open wave. So I'm making a beeline for the skis. So the exact opposite of Birmingham, the stations are in the opposite order. So I'm going down this end to find the skis. Okay guys, I am at this ski erg, which is station 1. We're going to have a little look and have a little talk about them as we go. So here they come. These guys look pretty fast. they come in through this arch here and they have to run all the way down here. So when I talk about inter-zone running, this is part of it. You have a big long run to your ski, and after the ski you have to run all the way out again. That's a good 100 meters, if not more, that you have to add to your run. Some of that's in the actual obstacle and some of that is in the actual rock zone, so just bear that in mind. Now we must remember that the ski is the very first exercise station, and you have to just remember that if you go too hard in this, the next run feels hard, and then you're straight into sled push, and sled push is devastating. So it's important to find a stroke rate that doesn't decimate you. I can't emphasize that enough. Finding a stroke rate that you can do 1,000 meters of that doesn't decimate you is massively important on this. Coming off it, not out of breath, I think is important. Okay guys, station 2, the sled push. Now, this is an area of contention because there's always arguments about how easy or hard it is, depending on the carpet type or whatever. At Birmingham, it felt really hard. Looking at the speed that these sleds are pushing, they look like they're going quite well, but I have to remember this is a double, so it's easy to commit more effort into a doubles than it is a singles. Remember, you've got 4 pushes when you're on your own. These guys have only got 2. Obviously, if I was only doing 2, I'd go harder as well. Now, there's a couple of techniques on the push. Short-handed, long-handed, shoulder push. I don't think there's much outside of those 3 techniques. I generally alternate depending on how tired I'm feeling. Personally, the lactic acid from the sled push is so high when you come off it that it's hard to get running again. It's important to get running again. When you pop out the other side after your 4 laps, you've got to get your legs turning over. You've got to. It's the one bit that I always struggle on to get back running. Everything else I can do. I don't know if that means more brakes. Don't know if it means more brakes or go slower, but I always come off with absolutely nothing left in my legs. I'm looking forward to getting back on these. Got sort of something to prove on these. Unfinished business from Birmingham. Moving swiftly on. That was station 1. That was station 1. That was station 2. We're going to walk round now to the sled pull. Now, bearing in mind, every single time you do one of these exercises, you then got to go out running again. Just bear that in mind. Run pace is important to keeping on top of how gassed you're feeling. It's something I miscalculate almost all of the time. Sled pull's a funny one.
Oh, Lord, get the camera.
Like always, you could pull it with your arms and stand perfectly still, but that requires an enormous amount of upper body strength. Or you could pull it double arm. That's kind of my middle ground. And what I start with, double arm pulls, double arm pulls, double arm pulls, like that, like that. And then I end up, in the end, resorting to a combination of the walk back technique and an arm pull. By doing that, you kind of maximise the space in the box and you're not knackering your arms completely. But it's dealer's choice, it's whatever works for you on the day. It's a tough station to come out of because this one does tire you more than you possibly think it could. And you walk straight into burpees after this, obviously after you run. It's easy to get gassed, it's easy to get tired, go into burpees with your hands on your hips, looking at the sky, praying to a deity you don't believe in. Now, like the ski erg at the beginning when I explained about the inter-running that happens between the rock zone and the exercise, now there's runs inside each of the exercises, well, some of the exercises. There is in the first 3 certainly, where you have to run the length of the exercise and then run the length out. So just bear that in mind. It adds extra time. Station 4, burpees. There's no escaping these. After coming up those first 3 exercises, these feel terrible. I hate them. And today I'm going to hate them even more because they trigger an injury that I've got in my back. So I'm going to have to be super careful today. Now, when you do them by yourself, it feels like an enormous amount of distance, just pootling up and pootling back. You just don't eat up ground very fast when you're doing them, and it's very easy to rest at both the top and the bottom as you do them. I personally like to take my air in on the ground and then just go through the motions while on the top. Don't know if you can see these guys. Let's find some guys to look at. When you're doing the doubles, you must stand behind your partner, and when they are ready to tag out and you're ready to tag in, you put your feet at the side of there so they're exactly parallel, and then you can continue. When I did doubles, I think we did about maybe 10 burpees per go, and we tried to do relatively good jumps, like relatively decent jumps each time. I'm sorry if the sound is still extremely crappy. I'm looking at my soundometer and it's off the charts. I don't think there's much escaping the fact that it's loud as fuck in here. Did I mention that I hate the burpees? Burpees are sick. But some guys seem to really get on with burpees. I just struggle all the time. These guys behind me look shit hot on burpees. They can do what I can't do. When I'm on here, I look like I'm just lying down, chilling out. Fucking horrible. Remember, half of your time spent on this course, at this event, will be running. Never neglect your running in training. Always make sure it's at a high standard, and you won't go too far wrong. Just mix it in with all your other training. Now, you generally find that the newbie or a runner that comes to this for the first time will be out of the blocks like a hare. But experience will teach you that's not the best move. Run a comfortable pace that doesn't have you out of breath. You don't want to be gassed going into the ski and all the subsequent runs after that. Before the end, it becomes a bit of a battle because the compounded effort from all the stations and all the runs starts to get to you, gets to everyone. But in those first few runs, consistency is key. Try and do all the same. Don't run off quick in the first two. Consistency yields better results. Station 5. It's the row. Now, as my friend John Stevenson would profess to, this is a make or break station. And by that means the difference between you going full bore and gassing out and having a decent row is literally, could be 20 seconds. So you don't gain a lot by going full bore, is probably what I'm trying to say. If you go too hard at this, the run out of this is devastating, absolutely devastating. So it's about pacing yourself and maximising efficiency. Hey John. So lots of ways, according to John, how to maximise efficiency, but you don't see a lot of them happening here. Why? Because when you enter this particular exercise station, you've just done those 4 stations there, and they wreck you. They not only wreck you, but they just leave you in such a state that this is looked upon as the rest station, where you sort of take it easy and catch your breath. Now I'm guilty of that. Even John is guilty of that to a certain degree. So it's about pacing. It's probably what you should take away from this. I generally aim for 2 minutes per 500. I may slip from that, but that's what I aim for going into it. By the end, I probably come off that 4:15, 4:20 perhaps. And like always, the run in and the run out matters. It counts. How fast you get into and out of your straps counts. It's when you swap with a doubles partner, think about how you have to swap. These guys, some guys won't even do their straps up. Now your footwear choice has a bearing here, because if you're someone who likes to have the straps tight and you've got like an Alpha Fly or a Vaporfly or even some of the Hoka carbon shoes, they'll slip straight out of the foot restraint, and it's quite obviously if you don't need the straps, that's fine. I like mine sort of loose so I can get in and out without too much bother, and you just hang at the back of the foot strap. Okay, station 6, farmer's carry. I love this one. Why do I love this one? Well, it's quick. You can run with the weights. It just lends itself to the athletes that have a little bit of upper body strength and grip strength. So those that might do deadlifts and that. But yeah, if you can avoid putting it down, and a few guys can, I can, then yeah, you can get through this sub 2 minutes easy, maybe sub 150 if you're lucky. I think starting fast is important, because every second you spend going fast is a second you don't have to hold the kettles. Just think about it. When you slow down and your overall time elongates, what essentially you're having to hold on to the weights for longer. Now, with the doubles, you can put these down, that's fine. Wherever you put them down, your partner picks them up. It's very straightforward, very simple. As you can see, and the partner must always trail the one working. See these guys running? Wow, look at him go! Yeah, I think if you can run the first 2, maybe even 3 of these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 lanes, and then walk the rest perhaps, I think that's a good strategy. Running the whole lot is, you know, for the mega bit. I've seen Mark Lewis do that. Okay, exercise 7, the sandbag lunges. Now, a few things to talk about on this one, so bear with me. These suck. First and foremost, these suck. I'm getting better, and they're slightly less sucky than they used to be. Technique. There's pretty much 2 techniques. The stride through, 1 and a 2 and a 3, or there is the double step, where you bring your feet together at the top of each rep, like you're getting married, coming down the aisle. The benefit of this is it allows a little bit more rest and stability. If you are able, if you have it in your legs, to stride right through like these guys, it's faster, it's obviously loads faster. Once again, in the doubles, you can afford that extra bit of speed and you can hand off the bag to someone else when you're getting tired. So yeah, it's a bit sucky. There's different ways to hold the bag as you go round. They sort of have it around their necks. Some people don't even hold onto the handles. I wouldn't feel safe doing that, because if you drop it, there's a big penalty. You have to go back 5 meters. The wall ball station, station 8. This is a world of pain. There's no doubt about it. End of your race, you're a bit spent. All the 7 stations are done, all the runs are done. It's just this between you and the finish line down there. Now, there's a few things to note here. First of all, depth has to be parallel at least. 2, you must hit the target, not the yellow band around the target. If you glance that yellow bit ring, you'll get no rep. If you don't go low enough, no rep. A couple of things you might want to look out for. There is a chalk bucket, see there? It does help, the ball does get a bit sweaty before the end. There is boxes all the way down the row if you've got mobility problems. I'll be using one of these today because I had a back problem a few weeks ago, so I'll be using a box just to preserve that part of me. Now, clustering is kind of how people manage this. Obviously, if you can do 100 wall balls in one go, you are an athlete and a half. But generally it's clustered for mere mortals like me. And that's, you pre-decide that. There's no real rhyme nor reason. Just figure out what works for you in training. You kind of want a sweet spot, something you can do, rest for 2 seconds and do again. I'm looking at doing 15s for today. And when you can either hold the ball or you can drop it, but the very first rep of the next cluster must be a full squat to target. Lots of little rules on this one. It's quite rule heavy. Okay, so at the very end, you run up this ramp and your time comes up on that screen. It's a great feeling. I nearly always spend a few seconds on my back, gasp for air, completely gasp for air. Now at that point you have your timing chip taken off, get your patch. 103 for today, well done. Yep, so you get your patch, and then there's a recovery area here. Really busy, lots of free drinks, food bits, water, sometimes there's Red Bull. Yeah, I can't wait to be in there later, absolutely. Something new for this particular event is the Thunderdome, the Hyrox Thunderdome. I have no idea what it's in there or what's it for, so I'm gonna go upstairs and have a look, be a bit nosy. Here we go, Thunderdome. Whatever a Thunderdome is, I'm gonna go have a look at it. Sorry if the volume's a bit loud. It's crazy loud in here. Right, here we go. Oh, getting a bit high now. Let's have a look. Wow, look at this. No, it's alright, sweetheart. Okay, just got kicked out of the Thunderdome because I'm not an affiliated gym. even though there's no one up there. Oh well, better luck next time, Mark.
That's it, that is my walk around Hyrox London. I hope it was useful to some of you, or made some of you reminisce about just yesterday. As I sit here recording this, the second day of Hyrox London is still burning on. It's Ladies' Day today, I think, for the most part, and those girls will be smashing it. Massive congratulations to everyone who competed across this weekend. You've all done fantastic, whether you had a good race, a bad race, whether you had to give up halfway around, it doesn't really matter. Getting to the start line is probably more important than getting to the finish. So just remember that. A massive thank you to all the volunteers that were there. And remember, those guys are there volunteering. It's madness. Hyrox, if you listen to this, if this video ever gets to you, please treat your volunteers a little bit better, and you might get more people wanting to do it. Okay. Thank you for watching this video. I have one last video from this particular event, which is the second half of my sort of getting to the start line. If you didn't know, I had a sort of a back injury leading up to this event, and yesterday I went out and competed. It turned out to be quite a spicy one, so the video should be quite interesting. If you want to see me slowly die on a Hyrox course, give the channel a subscribe now, because that video will be coming out in the coming days. Alright guys, thank you for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Mart out.